Hi, I'm Dan from Awareful and welcome to week 3, Fundamentals in Mindfulness. So this week what we're exploring is this thinking mind. And they call this the first foundation in mindfulness. And really you've probably already discovered it. That we have this mind, it's on, loves to think, loves to be distracted, loves to compare, loves to judge, loves to criticize, loves to do all of these things. So we're going to start with a small practice, this thinking mind, and this idea of trying to control our thinking or control our thoughts. So this little practice is only going to take 3-4 minutes tops, okay? Each part of the section is only a minute long. And for the first part, all I want you to do, I just want you to try and stop thinking, or tell yourself to stop thinking. That's all I want you to do. I want you to literally tell your mind, stop thinking, and just see what happens. You don't need to do any control, not trying to literally stop it. You're giving it a direct order to stop thinking and see what happens. All right? So, very simple. Get relaxed, calm, close your eyes if you want to. Tell your mind to stop thinking, and for 40 seconds, let's just see what happens. Okay? Good luck. I will do all the counting, so you don't need to count. You just stop thinking and see what happens. Enjoy. Okay, so don't need to know how you got on just yet. We're going to quickly go into part 2. Very similar to part 1, but this time you're going to tell the mind to think. You're going to say, mind, think, but we're going to add in a little bit of extra element here. When you tell the mind to think this time, I want you to imagine you could look at the mind, like as if you could look backwards at the mind and just watch the thoughts as they come and go. Okay, I don't want you to get strategic on it. I don't want you to start going through your emails. All I want you to do, you're going to give your mind a direct order, mind, think, and then I just want you to watch it. Watch what happens, watch what thoughts come and go. Remember, no good, no bad, just at the moment we're just noticing the thoughts. That's all we're doing. All right? So again, 40 seconds, relax, close your eyes, tell the mind to think, and then imagine like you could look back at the mind and watch all the thoughts coming and going. Okay? Enjoy. Okay, so just a couple of moments of reflection. How did you get on? What was that like? What was it like to, number 1, try and stop thinking? Number 2, to think. What happened? A lot of people, when they talk about it, when they tell themselves to stop thinking, they still think. Even if they think about trying to stop thinking. They continually tell themselves to stop thinking. It begins to get quite close and frustrating sometimes as well. Very normal reaction. We place all this pressure trying to stop thinking. And then when we tell ourselves to think, generally 2 things happen. 1, all of a sudden the mind just acts like a petulant child and not thinking. And you're sort of there looking at your mind thinking, where are the thoughts gone? Where are they gone? Why aren't I thinking? Am I doing this wrong? Or sometimes the mind goes, oh, okay, the gates are open, are they? And out come a billion of them. Well, not that many, but you know what I mean. And both are okay. All are okay. Because ultimately we're trying to look at this is that whether we tried to not think and we thought, or we tried to not think and we didn't think, or we tried to think and we did think, or tried to think and we didn't think, mind is completely random. I bet you not at any point did you try and put it in your diary that you were going to particularly think about those things. That at any point the mind is going to shoot up thoughts all the time, that thoughts aren't the problem. We're going to think. We breathe, our lungs breathe, our hands, they feel things, our ears, useful for sound, our mind, incredibly useful for thinking. In fact, it feels like it's one of its most important jobs, thinking about everything. So what I hope you got from that little practice was that trying to control thoughts is like lassoing a cloud. Impossible. Never going to be able to do it. As we move a little closer to where we're trying to get to, we're just allowing the thoughts to come, and maybe that felt a little overwhelming, and that's okay. But to begin to work with the distracted mind, we have to try and remove any idea that you're going to stop thinking. Take that away. Get rid of it. You're not going to block the thoughts. You're not going to push them aside. You're not going to do any of that. They are completely random. They rise and fall all on their own. It's us that then holds our attention to the particular thoughts, and they become our reality. And so, as I'm hoping you're enjoying, I hope you enjoyed that body scan last week. Wonderfully comforting and nourishing it can be, that practice. What we're trying to do is learn how to not have our whole attention just on our thoughts. We're learning to drag that attention into this very intuitive body that we have. And when we hold attention on purpose in this way, it relaxes us, it calms us down. Yeah, it's a wonderful byproduct of where we hold our attention. And as the practice will begin to grow, you begin to recognize just how intuitive this system is, and that we've been totally, solely reliant on how we think about life, and we haven't felt into our experiences. Our thoughts just go from the average, which again, evidence-based, 30 to 50,000 thoughts a day is what we're supposed to have. Some people probably think that it's more, some people less. But all of a sudden we sort of turn inwards, and we begin to sort of manage our mind, and it feels like there's some sort of evil genius pulling the strings going, oh, you want to do meditation, do you? Right, here's a million thoughts, good luck. Let's try and deter you from practicing. So the paradox is, it gets harder before it gets easier. You know, unfortunately, as we begin to turn towards these things and begin to self-manage, you know, if you think about your mind being like a puppy, and if you just let that puppy run free for 41 years, and then you call it back as a full-grown adult, you said, come here, sit. It's not going to do that. It's going to look at you like, good luck. No chance, off you go. So the only way you would be able to bring that puppy in is by rewarding it, talking to it nicely. Hello, love you, whatever, nurture. And this is what we're trying to do. The mind is going to get busier. It's going to feel like it's getting busier. It doesn't. Of course it doesn't. It's just because you're beginning to no longer be a passenger to all these thoughts. And what we're wanting to do is building that repetition so that eventually in the not too distant future, your mind is just going to begin to unconsciously manage these thoughts in a much more effective way that feels like it releases some of the stress rather than holds on to it. That it eases the anxiety rather than raises it. And that's why the repetition is important. Okay? So, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy today's meditation below. Now, and I'd love to hear your feedback. Email me. Tell me what you experienced, how this is going. Is this making sense for you? Is there parts that you'd love me to explore on future videos? But I look forward to seeing you in week 4, where we talk about the negativity bias and we explore the compassionate pause. Have an amazing rest of your week, and I truly look forward to seeing you next week on week 4.